Everyone on the internet is trying to get as rich as humanly possible, as fast as possible. Now, while that sounds amazing, I'm here to tell you to slow down. What slowing down did for me is paying off $43,000 of debt, saving a boatload of money over the last decade. And I want to talk about that with you guys. But before we do, let's talk about how these videos are going to go, because I'm building my personal finance community in public. It's called Dollar Discipline University. I'm helping people save money, pay off debt, just gain more confidence with your money. If you're new to me, my name's Chris, and I've been a corporate accountant for over a decade. And we're going to be going through some YouTube comments first. Think of it like a YouTube Q&A. And then every video, I like to have a little segment where I have, something on my mind to help you, the viewer, reach your financial goals faster. And in this one, we're going to be saying, stop trying to get wealthy fast, right? Everyone's saying that. Let's stop doing that. And then maybe at the end, we're going to talk about some community activity that could be going on, things that might interest you to help you reach your financial goals. So let's go right into the YouTube comments first. And, I do have a comment. This is great, guys. Look at this. Another Fontenot, 91. I definitely butchered that, so let me know how to pronounce that afterwards. Oh, I made this too big. I love how you touched on not cutting to the point of it not being sustainable. I was making this mistake in every paycheck to desperately start paying off one of my credit cards, but I was budgeting so tightly that every little thing would pop up. I couldn't afford it, and things just tend to pop up. A friend of mine wanted to grab lunch. You might forget it. It's someone's birthday and need to grab a small gift. Then I would get so stressed out because I didn't have enough in my account. I really like how you mentioned that, because although it's great to tackle your debt, you also have to be smart, patient, and have a small savings as a buffer. Wow. So are you saying to maybe slow down a little bit? Is that the motto here? Let's dive into it. I love this. Another Fontenot, 91. We're going to kind of dive in a little deeper. I'm going to double down on this topic because I just think it's very important. And I have to draw something. I have to, of course, draw something here with my little tool. So here's what I see happening all the time, where people are trying to go as quickly as possible. One, let me just make a very small chart. Everyone wants their goals and their money to do this. Of course, right? Everyone wants that. When in reality, it's more like this. We try to do something quick and then it doesn't work, and then we're back down and we're going up, we're going down. It's just there's no consistency, there's no flow, you want this, and every time you're trying to shoot for this, right? We're trying to shoot for this, but it's not working. So what I see, the biggest mistake, I've talked to dozens of people, maybe even over 100 people right now, on their personal finances. And a very large mistake they make is they try to jump to the level that they're not ready to get to yet in their personal finances. And this is going to be tough to hear, okay? Because I know that there's going to be a lot of people out there. Let's pretend that I am making a building here. We got some grass, okay? And I come along and it's you know what? I'm going to make a building. I just want to make a building. But I don't want to make a building. I want to make the penthouse. I want to live up here. I don't really want to deal with the stuff down here, right? So I want my penthouse. I want my little balcony, right? We'll have little slots here. Great. And my little person here, great. Drinking their drink with the sun coming up over here. This is what I want. I just want the penthouse. Well, what happens is, and this happens all the time, we try to get to the third floor of our personal finances, and we haven't even built the foundation yet. So in physics, this just physically cannot work, right? We can't have at the moment of this recording, I don't believe Elon Musk has created a way to have a hover penthouse suite with, nothing underneath it and nothing connecting it, right? We haven't figured that out yet. So the real way to do it is, first, we have to do the really boring stuff, and we have to build this area, the foundation, so that the building doesn't collapse, right? So here's our foundation. Great. We have all this cement in here, and whatever people do for foundations, this is what that is, right? And then we're going to have, our first floor, which could be something like just creating some sort of awareness. What are we trying to do in our finances? What are we trying to do? This is just maybe awareness. This could just be looking at your finances. This could be looking at your debt. This could be looking at, I don't know, your something, investing portfolio, whatever it is. What's the thing? How do we how are we, become more aware of it? And then we got to kind of level up again. We're okay, I'm ready for this next floor here. And now it's like, what can I do to sort of move the ball forward a little bit? It's like, great, I've been pretty aware of what's happening. Now, how do I take action on this? A little story back in the day of me. The whole reason why I started this personal finance journey was because one day, and it came at a critical time when I was buying a car. Actually, I needed to know how much money was in my bank account. I had no clue. And the money that I promised that I was going to give the dealership, I didn't actually have in my bank account the day before, the afternoon before. So somehow I scrambled around, got some money from other people, whatever, to like, because I was nervous that like the sale of the car wouldn't go through. So I got money transferred to my account. This was 10 years ago, so it wasn't like a super instant thing. I was trying to remember back to 10 years. I don't think it was like a very, banking wasn't very amazing. It was like, like I don't even know if I had a mobile app. I'm sure they existed, but I just don't know if I was using one. Anyway, long story short is I went to the dealership, I handed off my check, and I was like, can you just wait till like Tuesday, right? Or whatever. So I imagine when most people drive a new car off the lot, they're very excited. They're playing with the gadgets. They're seeing how fast you're going. I was kicking myself for not knowing how much money was in my bank account. Super embarrassing. So I was like, okay, well, what's the one fix for me not knowing how much money is in my bank account? The fix is looking at my bank account, right? So I was like, okay, do this for 30 days and then we'll see where we're at, right? So I ended up doing it for 75 days. And this step is great. This step is so great. Awesome. I love this step, awareness. But the problem was just simply looking at my bank account for 75 days didn't do anything. Like I wasn't, I had no clue like I wasn't saving more money. I wasn't like, I don't know. There wasn't any extra thought except I would just wake up, pull my phone, look at it. Oh, great. I have that much in my account, and I would move on with my day. It's a great habit to build. And I think that's the start of kind of my personal finance journey. But without that, it's like without an action, the awareness is irrelevant. It's a great starting point, but then we need to start moving forward. We need to start progressing. Okay. And then this floor is going to be a little smaller. So sorry, whoever's bought out the third floor here. But the next thing that we need to look at here is accountability. How can you do that thing for long enough to keep it sustained? And I'm definitely getting some like Tower of Pisa vibes over here. It's kind of leaning over here. How do we create something, a process that we can do every single time, month after month? So if we look back to the comment here, another Fontenot 91 sounded very, very aware, very aware. Like she was super aware. She was like, yeah, I got to pay off debt. I'm looking at all this stuff. I have a budget. It's just very tight. She was taking action. She was trying to pay off debt, but she didn't create a system to make it, last longer, because it didn't sound like maybe there was like a savings. Like if you want to go hard with your debt, that is perfectly fine, and I am all for that. And I'm not talking to you, another Fontenot. This is for everyone out there. But if you want to go hard at it, that's amazing. We just need to have some sort of little buffer, because she was saying here that it sounded like a $30 thing was impacting her finances like tremendously, where she would like be budgeting so tightly that someone's birthday gift screwed her month up. So I think it's just very important to like, what's the problem? What can I look at? What action? Small action. That's all I'm asking for here. What small action? Right? Money stuff can be intimidating. I totally understand that. So I'm not saying you need to move mountains here, but what's the action that you can take? So for me, back to my banking story, the action was, hey, let me just download a super free, I don't know, budgeting app. They were pretty terrible back in the day, or at least the ones that I used. But anyway, it was like, let's just start like tracking all my transactions. It was a very simple task. It's like, okay, I go to the grocery store, get back in the car, I plop in the $100, whatever it was, right? And then, how do we create something that we can do over a long period of time? Because what I see a lot of times, guys, is we just instantly go to this. We instantly just try to get up here. And let's call this like, this is like the sexy thing. This could be like investing, the Bitcoin, the, whatever, day trading, whatever people do to like, whatever. Everyone knows all the things, right? We try to just like immediately go from the ground floor to here. And we haven't built up any of this, so we have no clue what's happening. So this is kind of this AAA framework that I've created: awareness, action, accountability. And I've seen people as well, they build a foundation, they build a nice foundation, they are aware, okay, which is great. They start taking some action, and then they're like, you know what? This action, I found a little bit extra money in my finances. I'm just gonna move it to the sexy thing, and I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be my thing. And without even thinking about, like, hey, what's the plan for 6 months from now, 12 months from now? We're just always trying to jump to that, right? So if we go back to the chart here, it's like everyone wants like this. This is the sexy thing up here, right? But what in reality, what happens, and I guess what I can say probably happened to my finances is it's a lot more like linear, like it's a straighter line. So it's like for a while, maybe when you're younger, like you're not making much money, but it's just sort of this like linear process. You're gonna have some ups, you're gonna have some plateaus, right? You're just gonna keep going up and up and up. Now, I'm not saying to not have any risk at all. Like this isn't like an investing channel or anything like that, but like when you're dealing with money and you've never really had great success with it before, like maybe you have a good income, but you've just never like been able to figure out the whole money thing. Wouldn't you much rather know that if you just hang in a little longer and just do the consistent, awareness, action, accountability thing, you just can constantly think about that in your mind over a long period of time. Wouldn't you rather be, here than all of this stress that you had to deal with here? Like you're constantly just improving, everything's improving. Sure, there might be some small stuff like going down, some plateaus, but wouldn't we rather be here, right? Instead of all this like stress and everything like that. Of course we want to be here, of course, but it's not that realistic. People do it all the time, okay? But I'm just saying, like maybe just we have to think about the longer term plan, the 6 months, the 12 months, the 5 years. I don't know. Think about it. So amazing comment there and sharing all the context. Another Fontenot. I butchered that 1,000 times, so I do apologize. Thank you so much. So that was kind of a double combo here because I saw her post and I was like, you know what, I need to double down on this. It's a very important topic. So we kind of knocked off both of these. So now let's talk about some community activity. We'll go back to Dollar Discipline University. And again, I am helping individuals in here who think that they have a good income and maybe don't know what they're doing with their money, right? So I'm helping people save, pay off debt, etc. I have a 2-day challenge to help people like you figure out where your money's been going, awareness, how to realign your money to the things that matter to the most, action, how to keep that momentum month after month, accountability. So in these 2-day sprints, I'm helping everyone do that. And I don't promise anything, but a lot of people have found $100 to $300 of hidden cash flow in their finances without getting another job or selling that weird thing that's in your basement. Okay. So anyway, it's a free community to join. I'd love to have you in there if you're watching at this point still. I appreciate you. I'm doing these daily, every day, so make sure to get those comments in, right? I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.